All right, everybody, welcome back. I am Joel Hancock from Hancock Law Firm in Beaufort, North Carolina, with another video, 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. We call it Live at 5, though it hasn't been live the past couple of weeks. I took a vacation with my family a couple weekends ago, and then last week a toothache interfered with me being able to do a video. So it's good to be here. You can see that I am casual today. Fans of the show and people that have watched before will know that today is the 5th Friday, which means we don't have court in Carteret County. So I was able to dress casually, and I'll talk a little bit more about casual dress today as we get into our topic, which is, as I shared on social media, is going to be contempt of court. Now, I joked around and said that I'll be telling you or giving you some tips on how you can find yourself in contempt of court and in jail for as long as possible. Honestly, that's not my intent here. I'd like to tell you how to avoid that, actually. Now, those of you that have been watching the show, and again, I know that today is a Friday afternoon before a long 3-day weekend. I appreciate everybody watching. Whether you're watching it live or later, it means a lot to me to know that y'all are out there, and that, you care about the content and that you like the content that I'm putting out. What I've been trying to do is, let y'all know what my goals are as an attorney when I take on a case. I'm trying to, let you know what we do in order to get clients, what attorneys do in order to get clients the best possible outcome, how to prepare you for the best possible outcome for your given case. And a lot of times what I'm talking about is the ceiling of the possible outcomes. Today I want to talk about the floor, and that is the bare minimum that you've got to do in order to just get through the process without finding yourself in jail. So I'm gonna be mixing up things a little bit today from my other videos. So first, let me talk about what contempt of court is. Now, by statute and case law, what criminal contempt is an act that tends to interfere with the administration of justice. And there's criminal contempt and there's civil contempt. Today, I'm only going to talk about criminal contempt. That's what happens most often in criminal district court, which is where I practice most of the time. So what that means is basically it's something that is disrupting the process, disrupting court, or disrespectful to the judge or the judicial process that winds you up in trouble, and the judge can actually throw you in jail for that. And so I'm going to give you 5 tips. I actually started with 3, but then I came up with a few more of that just to be safe. 5 tips that I tell all of my clients that I'm going to tell you now to kind of set the floor for the experience. This is the bare minimum that you've got to do just to be able to get through the process without getting into more trouble than you're already in. Number 1, the reason why I mentioned my dress today. Number 1 is you got to dress appropriately. You have to be respectful of the process of the other people that are in the courtroom, and at a minimum dress appropriately. I did a video a few weeks back about what to wear to court. That was kind of the ceiling. Again, I said, for that you need to wear a suit, professional dress, business attire, but at a minimum, guys, you got to be wearing pants. You got to have your shirt tail tucked in. Don't wear flip-flops. Don't have sunglasses on top of your head. Girls, don't wear anything too revealing, anything too tight, anything too distracting. Now, you will note that when you go to court, and those of you that have been to court, you're going to see signs going into court that say, proper courtroom attire is A, B, and C. When you get into the courtroom, the DA is going to be making announcements every day. I mean, they are so routine that just about everybody that goes to court, with any kind of frequency has memorized the announcements by now. He says, Don't come up here wearing sunglasses on your hair, wearing shorts, wearing flip-flops. This isn't the beach. This isn't your boat. You got to dress professionally. And so if you pass by those signs out front, if you get through the bailiffs that are telling you what you need to wear, or what you need to not be wearing, if you get into the courtroom that has the signs posted up and you sit through the announcement with the DA telling you what to wear or how to be appropriately dressed for court, and you still come up in front of the judge, that is a sign, or with your shirt tail out or wearing flip-flops, wearing shorts, something like that, that is a sign that you are not being respectful of that process, and the judge very well could hold you in contempt of court, which could mean up to 30 days in jail. I mean, that's, as criminal charges go in district court in Carteret County, winding up in contempt of court and being held there for 30 days is, I mean, that's as serious as it gets a lot of times. So don't chance it. Just dress appropriately for court. Number 2, turn off your cell phones. Again, there are signs outside of the courtroom, inside of the courtrooms. The DA makes the announcements every day. The judge, when he comes and sits on the bench, he's going to make that announcement. Turn off your cell phone. If it goes off in court, you could lose it and you could wind up over in jail. This should be an obvious one. There don't need to be, we don't need to have signs outside of the courtroom or inside the courtroom for this, because it should just be intuitive. Don't come to court drunk or impaired or high or anything like that. If you do, a lot of times, here's the way that plays out. Your case is called for court. You go up and you stand beside the DA. Courtroom staff, other people in the courtroom start to notice that you're acting funny, that you smell funny. The judge is going to ask if you're okay to proceed, if you're all right to go forward with the with the case that day. Because you're impaired, you're going to lie and say, yes, I'm fine. And when the judge says, have you had anything to drink or have you taken any drugs? Again, you're impaired and you're going to lie and you don't want to get in trouble. And then you're going to get tested. You're going to have to take a breathalyzer. It's going to come back positive for some impairing substance and you're going to go to jail. Again, it's you don't even need a warning like that, but that is something that I see quite often, is that people come to court impaired, a lot of times really hungover and still with alcohol in them or drugs in them from the night before, and they wind up having to sit over in jail. And here's part of the reason why that happens is the judge can't go forward in the case if he doesn't think that you are alert and that your judgment is good enough to proceed with your case that day. So he might hold you in contempt of court overnight until you're sober, bring you back to court the next day so that your case can be heard. All right. This is another one that you don't need a sign for this. It says, I wrote here, don't talk back, don't sass the judge, don't disrespect the judge openly, don't cuss at him, for heaven's sake. You would be surprised, but this happens. This happens way more than it should, and that is a definite way that you can, that you can disrupt or disrespect the process or the court system. Or let me look back again at my definition. That is something that tends to interfere with the administration of justice. So don't do it. And then last, number 5, be on time. This is one that I also see a lot. People show up late and, the case is delayed because they've showed up late, or maybe witnesses have left because the people have showed up late for their case. The case would then need to be continued. The administration of justice is delayed or obstructed, and you can wind up being held in contempt of court for showing up late on your court date. Court starts at 9 o'clock. You need to be in your seat in the courtroom, properly dressed with your cell phone off, sober, by 9 o'clock, and ready to go with your case. All right, so those are 5 things that you can do to not be held in contempt of court. Dress appropriately. Turn off your cell phone. Don't come to court drunk or high. Don't talk back to the judge or disrespect him or cuss at him, and be there on time. These are things, again, that your lawyer is usually going to tell you all of these things when he just tries to tell you the bare minimum of what to do when you go to court. Now, obviously, hiring a lawyer, you're going to try and get the maximum, the maximum good out of the process, the best possible outcome available. But, it's surprising how often people do this kind of stuff and wind up getting in trouble. I don't want that to happen to you, so there's some free advice for today. All right, well, I'll see you all next Friday. And if you have any questions, comments, doubts, or concerns, leave them down in the comments section below. Otherwise, I will see you for another video next week. Thanks, y'all.